Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making some blackberry with like 5 raspberries in it, but blackberry jam, and we're gonna water bath can. I know there's a lot of recipes out there about doing blackberry jam and you just put it in the mason jar, and because the mason jar is hot and because the liquid's hot, it will naturally seal, but that's not a guaranteed method, so I prefer to water bath seal it just to guarantee that there's a proper seal for proper preservation. So I have my berries, I just picked them today. We're in June, so all the berries are flourishing right now. So I picked them, I rinsed them with water, and I added a little bit of apple cider vinegar just to make sure it is properly clean with any bugs or anything extra that could be on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash it in my colander, and then we'll go from there. Blackberries are rinsed. I'm gonna go ahead and mash them first. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty mashed. There's still some chunks, but it's pretty liquidy. Pretty much gotten a lot of the juice out. So I do add in about 1 to 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, so I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze that out real fast. So this recipe does not call for pectin because blackberries are naturally high with pectin. You just have to cook them down enough for it to be released. And mashing actually helps that process of releasing the pectin. And I'm also kind of doing a lower sugar. For the most part, a lot of blackberry jams call for about a 1-to-1 for every cup of blackberries you add. You'll add a cup of sugar, but I'm gonna do about half. So I mashed up the blackberries and I'm gonna measure it out now into the pot that we're gonna boil it in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the burner so the pot can get nice and warm. I'm gonna turn it to low at first. Okay. So I have a 1 cup measure here. 1, 2, I think this will get me 3 cups. About 3/4, and that will finish off the 3 cups. So I'm gonna do 1.5 cups of sugar then. Okay, so it's been simmering and boiling for about 10 minutes. I added, as you saw, the 1.5 cups sugar because I'm halving the sugar compared to the blackberries. If you wanted it to gel faster, you can add a 1-to-1 ratio between the berries and the sugar. But I don't mind standing here and watching it and babying it for an extra 10 minutes or so for a little bit less sugar, especially these are homegrown blackberries, so they are super duper sweet. And then I also added about 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice, the lemon juice that I squeezed. And like I said, it's been boiling for about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and test it to see how thick it is. So before getting started, I just stuck a plate in the freezer. That way this can cool a little bit faster. Gonna let that cool for a second before I go ahead and stick my finger in it and burn myself. Okay. And you see how it's not running inward? It's keeping that line of where my finger was. That means it's gelled perfectly. Oh my God, that's so good. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. And I'm gonna grab my mason jars out of the dishwasher. So I have my mason jars all set up. I'm gonna go ahead and bring over my pot. I'm gonna put it on a little hot pad here. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure out into these well, they're not sanitized. I ran them through the dishwasher and they're fresh and warm. That way this hot liquid doesn't end up shocking the glass and breaking. So we're gonna leave 1/4 cup headspace, or 1/4 inch headspace. Should have gotten a bigger measuring scoop. That one, and I think I'm just going to do this little one. Perfect. So I just have some white distilled vinegar here, and that's what I'm going to use to clean the tops of these. And I'm just using a paper towel, and what I'm going to do is just make sure it's clean and sanitized to get a good seal, and also make sure there's no chips or nicks or anything in the tops of these glasses. Perfect. I'm going to pop on the lids here. And screw these on. Just finger tight. So I have my water, it's coming up to a boil. As you can see, the steam starting to come off of it. So now's a good time to go ahead and stick our jars in the water bath. I might need to put a little bit more water in there because it should be covered. Perfect. Okay, let me go ahead and add more water. Okay, so I went ahead, I don't know if you can see that, but I filled the water to above the jars so that they can get a proper seal and heat up properly. So I'm gonna let this get to a boil, and then they're gonna process in the boiling hot water for 10 minutes, and then we'll take them out and they'll be ready to preserve and save up for whenever you want to use them. Okay, so the 10-minute timer has gone off. Just gonna move this over here. Turn this off. And then we'll go ahead and take let these set for 5 minutes and then we'll go ahead and take them out. And we're gonna leave them on the counter for pretty much overnight. Okay, so it's been resting for a little over 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these babies out. Thanks everyone for joining me and watching how I make my blackberry jam. Go ahead and if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments section.